Hello, I'm here to introduce to you a new CLI tool called I'm. Okay, I'm not great at naming things, and naming things is hard, so maybe this is a work in progress. Anyway, what is this? So you can install it with npm using npm i-g I'm, and that should give you a thing on your command line which you can just type in like this. And what it does, I'm, is IPFS install manager. It allows you to manage the versions of IPFS you've got installed and the implementation. So you can install different versions and different implementations and manage them all through this one handy tool. So that's not that helpful, but the at the moment the helps that I've just pulled up here isn't that helpful. There is one command called use, which I will just type in here, and we'll pull up the help for that instead. So I'm use impl, the implementation I want to use. So I can use JavaScript or Go at the moment, and I can optionally you suggest that it installs or uses a particular version of this implementation of IPFS. So without further ado, let's give it a shot. I'm use.js 0.34 is the current version of JavaScript or of IPFS in JavaScript. And so what happens here, we've got an experimental warning. I'm using the FS Promises API and it's experimental. Okay, great. Now, this is the interesting bit. So what's happened here is that I've specified 0.34 on the command line, and it's gone away to npm and asked npm, what are the versions of IPFS? And it's got back all the versions and then figured out that the latest version in the 0.34 series of IPFS is 0.34.4. So it's going ahead and selecting that. It's gone ahead and selected that version for me. It's installing it right now. So it's just doing like an npm i IPFS at 0.34.4. And that is currently making its way down from the internet onto my computer, which sometimes takes a little while. This is a completely fresh install, so yeah, this might take a while. Anyway, so here we go. What's happened? Now, what's happened here is what we've installed a binary at this location in user local lib. Windows support is in progress, and it's here. It's in a special folder unique to this particular version. And what that binary does is when I use it, it will spawn an IPFS that has the IPFS path set to this directory here. So this is my home directory in a special folder called .iam, and this particular folder for this particular version. So each different version that I install, I'll have a separate repo for, basically. So it's nice and clean. It keeps them separated. There's going to be hopefully no conflicts with repos, repo versions and things like that. So that's that. So I've installed this binary here, but this particular path isn't on my path. So what it does is it symlinks that binary to user local bin, which is on my path. So that means I should just be able to type IPFS on the command line and it should just work. So if I type IPFS version, I should get back a JS IPFS version 0.34.4. So that's been installed. Hooray! Now, that could have already been installed and this could all be a facade, but it's not. Let's have a go at installing Go. I'm not going to specify any parameters for version, and what that'll do is it will just bring down and install the latest version of Go IPFS. This takes a little less time because it uses the npm module called Go IPFS dep, which has a pre-built Go IPFS bundled with it. So that just takes a lot less time to download than millions and millions of modules that JS IPFS depends on. So what's happened here? Again, we've created a binary at this location in user local lib in this particular folder. We're relevant to this implementation in this version, and then we've symlinked that. So we've updated our symlink for IPFS to be pointing at this new binary that we've installed. And it initializes the repo, so we don't need to do IPFS in it. That just happens for us, which is really nice. So I should be able to go IPFS version here, and we should now have a different version. We've got the Go IPFS version 04.18. Hooray! That's awesome. So yeah, what else can we do with this? Well, I can show you that this works, that I can install different versions of Go IPFS like this. So I've specified 04.17, so this will get installed, and I can check that that is the actual version that's running. So IPFS daemon, just to prove this runs. This runs, it all works as it normally would, which is great. Let's just switch back to the JS version. Now this time, because it's already installed, this should take a little less time to sort out. And so now we've got our JS IPFS version again. Let's double check, yeah. IPFS daemon. Cool. And so when we look at this, we notice that our IPFS version has been configured to run on the same, so the gateway and the API and the swarms, the ports that they're running on are the same ones as the Go IPFS. So 8080 for gateway, 5001 for API, and 4001 for swarm. Go IPFS 8080, 5001, and 4001. Yes, we're both the same. So this is cool because tools like IPFS Companion, which runs on a browser, you can configure it once to use these particular ports, and if you swap between different implementations, then you can use the same ports without them conflicting. So that's pretty cool, and is really helpful for me, at least, because I am often starting up JS daemons, and then I'm starting up Go daemons, and having to reconfigure Companion each time is kind of annoying. So it's nice to be able for them to just run on the same ports. And that's it. That's all I have to say before I cough and splutter anymore in your ears. So that's it. Bye.